A lot of damn nobodies talking about nothing.
I love talking about nothing, Father. It's the only thing I know anything about.
It seems to me that you live life entirely for pleasure.
What else is there to live for, Father? Nothing ages like happiness.
The sunbearing lamp gave me, I've distributed twice over in public charities since then.
In public charities? Dear me, Roberts, what a lot of harm you must have done.
Don't say that, Alfred. Don't talk like that.
Oh, never mind what I say. I'm always saying what I shouldn't. In fact, I usually say what I really think. Great mistake nowadays. It leaves one so liable to be misunderstood.
Done. What can be done?
Well, the English can't stand a man who is always saying he's in the right. They are very fond of a man who admits when he's been in the wrong. It's one of the best things in them. But in your case, Robert, a confession would not do. The money, if you will allow me to say so, is awkward. And besides, if you did make a clean breast of the whole affair, you would never be able to talk morality again. And in England, a man who cannot talk morality twice a week to a large, popular, immoral audience is quite over as a serious politician. There'll be nothing left for him except for botany or the church.
No, the only thing for me to do now, Arthur, is to fight the thing out.
Yes, I've been waiting for you to say that. And you must start by telling your wife the whole thing at once.
That I will not do.
Believe me, Robert, you are wrong.
I couldn't do it. It would kill her love for me. But now, about this woman, Mrs. Cheveley. How can I defend myself against her? You knew her before, apparently.
Yes.
Did you know her well?
So it's like I got engaged to be married to her once when I was staying at the Thames. The affair lasted for 3 days, nearly. No one is incapable of doing a foolish thing. No one is incapable of doing a wrong thing.
Are you a pessimist? What will the other dandies say? They will all have to go into mourning.
No, Lady Chilton, I'm not a pessimist. Indeed, I'm not quite sure if I know what pessimism really means. All I do know is that life cannot be understood without much charity. It cannot be lived without much charity. It is love, not German philosophy, that is the true explanation of this world, whatever may be the explanation of the next. But if you are ever in trouble, Lady Chilton, trust me absolutely, and I will help you in whatever way I can. If you want me, come to me for my assistance, and you shall have it. Come at once to me.
Lord Goring, you are talking quite seriously. I don't think I've ever heard you talk seriously before.
Well, you must excuse me, Lady Chilton. It won't occur again. I can help it.
But
What was that?
Nothing.
I heard a chair fall in the other room. Someone has been listening.
No. There was no one.
There is someone. Look, the lights are on in the room and the door is ajar. Arthur, somebody has been listening to every secret of my life. What does this mean?
Robert, you are excited. Unnerved. There is no one in that room. Sit down, Robert.
Give me your word, there is no one there.
Yes.
Your word of honour.
Yes.
What explanation have you to give me for the presence of that woman here?
Robert, I swear on my honour that that woman is guiltless and stainless of all offence toward you.
She's a vile and infamous thing.
No, don't say that. It was you she came here. To try and save you she came here. She loves you and no one else.
You are mad. What have I to do with her intrigues with you? Let her remain your mistress. You are both well thinking. She, corrupt and shameful. You, false as a friend, treacherous as an enemy. Even if
It's not true. Before heaven, it's not true.
Let me pass.
Her friend defending yours, I will explain.
Let me pass, sir. You have lied enough to me upon your word of honour.
Robert.
Why did you call me Laura?
I don't like the name.
Won't you shake hands?
With you? No. Your transaction with Robert Chilton may pass as a loathsome commercial transaction. But you forget you came here tonight to talk of love. You whose lips desecrates the word love. You to whom the things of books so closely sealed went this afternoon to the house of one of the most noble and gentle women of the world, to degrade her husband in her eyes, to try and kill her love for him, to try and poison her heart, put bitterness in her life, break her idol maybe, and even spoil her soul. For that I cannot forgive. That was horrible. For that there is no forgiveness.
Good morning, Lord Goring.
Good morning, Lady Chilton.
I shall be in the conservatory under the second palm tree on the left.
The second on the left.
Yes, the usual palm tree.
Lady Chilton, I have a certain amount of very good news to tell you. Last night, Mrs. Cheveley gave me up Robert's letter and I burnt it. Robert is safe.
Oh, safe. Oh, I'm so glad of that. What a good friend you are to him, to us.
There's only one person now that could be said to be in any danger.
Well, who is that?
Yourself.
I don't know what you mean.
danger is too great a word. It is a word I should not have used, but I have something to tell you that may distress you, that terribly distresses me. Yesterday evening you wrote me a very handsome, womanly letter asking for my help. Well, you wrote to me as one of your oldest friends, as one of your husband's oldest friends. Mrs. Cheveley got possession of that letter.
What use is it to her? Why should she not have it?
Lady Chiltern, I will be quite frank with you. Mrs. Cheveley puts a certain construction on that letter and proposes to send it to your husband.
What construction could she put on it? Oh, not that. Not that. Tell me what happened. Tell me all that happened.
Mrs. Cheveley was concealed in a room adjoining my library, without my knowledge. I thought that the person waiting in that room to see me was yourself. Robert came by unexpectedly, and a chair or something fell in the room, and he forced his way in and discovered her. I still thought it was you. We had a terrible scene. At the end, he left me in anger, and Mrs. Cheveley got possession of your letter. She stole it. How or when, I don't know.
At what hour did this happen?
It was 10:30, and now I propose that we tell Robert the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
Lady Chiltern, why are you playing Mrs. Cheveley's cards?
I don't understand you.
Mrs. Cheveley made an attempt to ruin your husband, either to drive him from public life or make him adopt a dishonourable position. From the latter tragedy, you saved him. The former, you're now thrusting on him. Why should you do him the wrong Mrs. Cheveley tried to do and failed?
Goring.
Lady Chiltern, allow me. You wrote me a letter saying that you trusted me and wanted my help. Now's the moment when you really want my help. Now's the moment when you've got to trust me, to trust in my counsel and judgment. You love Robert. Do you want to kill his love for you? What sort of existence will he have if you rob him of the fruits of his ambition, if you take from him the splendour of a great political career, you close the doors of public life against him? Why should you scourge him with the rods for a sin done in his youth, before he knew you, before he knew himself? Don't make any terrible mistake, Lady Chiltern. A woman who can keep a man's love and love him in return has done all the world wants of women, or should want of them.
But it is my husband himself who wishes to retire from public life. He feels it is his duty. It was he who first said so.
Rather than lose your love, Robert would do anything, wreck his whole career, as he's on the brink of doing now. He is making for you a terrible sacrifice, Lady Chiltern. Take my advice, do not accept a sacrifice so great. If you do, you will live to repent it bitterly. We men and women are not made to accept such great sacrifices. We are not worthy of them. And besides, Robert has been punished enough.
We have both been punished. I set him up too high.
Well, do not for that reason set him down now too low. If he has fallen from his altar, do not thrust him into the mire. Failure to Robert would be the very mire of shame. Power. Power is his passion. He would lose everything, even his power to feel love. Your husband's love is in your hands. At this moment, your husband's life is in your hands. Don't mar both for him.
I'm sorry. I don't want to do this, but it's got out of hand. I should have done this a long time ago. It's just incomprehensible to me. You're my son, David. I've worked my fingers to the bone to provide for this family, for you, for your mum, everyone. Don't you remember every Christmas? Toy cars. I bought you the toy cars we used to drive them around. I took you to football, karate, everything. I never let you dress up as a girl then. And you're certainly not doing it now. I'm sorry, this is my fault. I failed you as a parent. I failed you as a parent. It's not you, it's me, alright? I should have done something about this. You're my son. You don't understand what that means right now, but you are my son. You're supposed to carry on my name. Not become a girl. You're not a girl. I love you. I have to do this. Well, it all stops here. It's time you acted like a man. Yes, you've got to man up. I'm going to do for you what your mother and I couldn't do. I'm going to get you professional help, David. This all stops now. Stops now.
What a way to spoil the fun. think I'd feel some kind of betrayal, being pushed from a height that would kill most people. But I don't. I'm only angry at how she must have felt at that moment. Victorious. She's likely lapping at the memory right now. I knew she would do something as soon as she accepted the job, her excitement rippling in her wide, unblinking eyes. I thought I could take care of her, that it'd be fun. It usually is. When I fell, I felt a sinking realization, one I had tried to ignore, forced to incarnate in my body, like a sickness lurching inside me as I felt my power wash away. The fall would have been euphoric if I didn't know how it'd end. I might have even smiled and felt the wind whistle through my teeth. But I did know, and I couldn't ignore it. I saw the ground coming towards me and there was no way to stop it. I still can't ignore it. The fun is ending. The players have either lost or given up. I have no choice. Except death, perhaps? But that would grant the wish of too many. But what fun can I have in one of their pathetic lives? Gory movies and bastardizing children. Not quite the same thrill as seeing pride crumble in the heart of a man who knows he's lost. Like a spider sitting high above his enwrapped prey, watching it wriggle and whine at its own insolence. But I have to. There's no point in staying in the game when it's over. I wish I'd made that moment last a little longer, slowed down time and made that memory more tangible. I'm going to need it in this new life of mine. All I'll have are memories and a new name. What better way to comfort me than the balm of my final triumph? My last victim. What was his name? Frank.